sunshine on my mind. My body gets to moving, and I've got a little time.
And we're back with another episode of the Morning Wood Show. I am one of your hosts, Richie Sky, and this is
the absolutely fabulous Demar Maurice Bouvier.
All that. So today we have a very, very special guest with us. We got Grammy-nominated, Stellar Award winner, singer, songwriter, rapper, dancer, actor, Slade, formerly known as Tony. Yeah. How are you today?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show.
You got me up early enough.
Really? So listen, I had an opportunity to speak with you. Are you serious? You had time to go work it out at the gym and everything.
Right, because we're not going to look at our watches every now and then. But we know it's not your fault.
No, it's not.
It's not your fault.
You gotta be healthy first. Health first.
We'll blame your driver.
Yeah.
So listen, I've talked to you before. I interviewed you probably 2-3 years ago for the Black Gay Men's Network. So it's good to have you back. Well, we didn't actually meet them. We talked on the phone.
Yeah.
Talked on the phone. A very lengthy conversation at that.
Yeah. It was good. It was a good intro.
It was a very good talk. So tell us what have you been up to in the past couple of years?
God, just working hard, grinding.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. And speaking about that, I just get really tired of everyone thinking anyone who has success that's black, that works real hard and gets where they're trying to go, there's some secret society out there that's helping them. Like, I'm so sick of all this.
You're not part of the Illuminati?
I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. It's like the new version of the man's doing something. It's just like, no, how about some of us just work hard?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you want something bad enough, you'll get it and you'll work for it. It's not going to land in your lap. So the past 2 years have been rebranding, kissing the baby, shaking hands. It's like a politician, just one person at a time, responding to each and every one of my tweets, Facebook messages, just really getting personal. I've always been that way, but you wouldn't believe just what one tweet or one response could do for you and the other person, because they'll tell 10 or 20 other people that they actually got a response from somebody. So that's what I've been doing, traveling, recording, recently working on Shaka Khan's new album. That's the biggest thing.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I've been in the studio with her for 4 weeks now.
Wow.
And that's been an incredible
experience. Or songwriting or production.
Production and songwriting.
Nice.
Both.
Wow. And you put out a lot of music yourself as well.
Yeah.
So on a pretty, let
me see, over the past...
your discography is pretty extensive. So.
Yeah, over the past 3 years, it's been about 12 albums. Yeah.
Now that's work.
Yeah.
That's grinding.
You make a lot of artists look very right. You make a lot of artists look very lazy.
Right.
Well, you know what it is that this generation moves on so quickly, and so do I.
Right.
So I just make music in real time. Like whatever I'm going through at the time, I record it when I feel it. I don't just record things and hold it and then, hold it for what?
Right.
Just put it out. Someone may need that right then, and if they miss it, maybe the next subsequent album, they say, well, what else did he do? It just builds,
right.
So you're going to also be performing at Thursday Bliss this week here in DC. So if you're in town, you have to come out and check them out. Have you got your set list all together? My main question is, are you performing Barbara Green? Because that's one of my favorite songs.
No, I will not be doing Barbara Green, but I might do a line from it just for you.
Okay.
So that means you will be there.
Or another question, will you be performing Love You Long Time? Because that's actually my second favorite.
I think I'm going to have to just come back and do a separate concert with your favorite. That's what I have to do. Because I didn't know that.
Because right now you're just messing up the whole...
I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know some of my favorite songs. So, the ones that I keep in rotation.
Here? Was that? Here. Okay.
Well, I have never met you before. I've never interviewed you before. So I have some things that that I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
They may be a little heavy, but I think they're important. Because actually we both met because he's a producer, he's a songwriter, musician, and we were supposed to be working on music.
Okay.
But we started doing this. So eventually, it'll come back around and we'll start working on music. So I just want to jump in and ask you, what prompted the name change from Tone to Slade?
There were some things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't think the brand of Tone, which was predominantly associated with gospel. Even though I told them from the beginning I wasn't a gospel artist, I'm a life artist that happened to be talking about some spiritual things.
Right.
But just for sake of whatever Tone meant, the brand Tone meant to those who really locked on to God is not for God, or Lord make me over, or whatever the other songs were that really still to this day affect a lot of people, including myself.
Right.
I just wanted to have the artistic liberty to reach the entire planet. You know, many of them wanted me to, you know, stay in the aquarium, you know, and keep ministering to people that are already caught, that the fish are already caught. You know, but I know that my birth calling is for an entire ocean, and B. Slade is more for an international reach. It's from the same core of truth, but it's just, I felt like the name was associated with so much controversy and so much pain. Just a lot of pain came with that brand. A lot of success and a lot of pain came with that. So I just wanted to have the chance to start over. And it came from this movie actually called The Velvet Goldmine. And the main character in this film was a folk singer, but he was so eccentric that the folk community rejected him. So he rebranded himself as a bisexual glam pop star, loosely based off of the life of David Bowie. And he became an international household name. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Brian Slade was his name.
Okay.
So, and then I made it B. Slade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where the concept came from.
So, I don't know if you answered this already, but is B. Slade like an alter ego, or is it just
Absolutely
another?
not. Absolutely not.
It's just another dimension of you as an artist.
It's a whole new brand.
A whole new brand.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a whole different mindset. It's a different place of freedom, liberation.
So it's not a Sasha Fierce like
absolutely
Beyonce.
not. Some people did. They thought it was like an AK. No, it's not.
Right.
It's
Okay.
not. It's like Sprite. You know, maybe Tone is Sprite, and then maybe maybe B. Slade is Coca-Cola, but Sprite still comes from the Coca-Cola brand.
Exactly.
It's just a different taste.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Now, I read somewhere, I don't know if you compared yourself or someone compared you to a mashup between Prince and Lady Gaga. Let's talk about that.
Say, if I would like to say that I could be this generation's homage to Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that would be some heavy shoes to fill. He's
Boots.
He's boots to walk in. Gaga, yeah, I can see that too.
Right.
But then you'd have to add a little bit of Michael.
Right. You have to add a little bit of Michael to
everything.
anybody
It's just the
that's
DNA.
trying to be relevant.
Yeah.
You have to have a little Michael.
Little Mike is in the DNA.
A little glove in your pocket somewhere.
You won't have Prince or Mike without James Brown.
Exactly.
So we're all children of the same DNA.
Yeah.
But I can see it. I wouldn't scoff at that. I would say that's actually a compliment.
But the
Absolutely
amazing thing
it
is you can also produce your own music.
Yes.
So I think that needs to be
Write,
stated.
produce, play the instruments, a videographer, cinematographer, editor, choreographer. Like
So if something goes wrong right now, you're gonna go over there and fix the camera.
absolutely. I was thinking there's enough lighting for this. I'm thinking like, do you need one more lamp over here?
Well, you got two light brights beside you.
Like
it's
right,
not gonna
I
bounce off
can't
of
deal
us.
with like right.
So you were one of our generation's most influential gospel artists that was really out of the box.
Right.
Is there still a ministry in the music that you're making now?
Absolutely. I think it's just that there's a big world out there, and I think that spirituality is a great place to start before you start trying to make differentiations between Buddhism or Hinduism or Islam or Christianity. I think that if you just start with the common denominator of life principles that we all can relate to from a human aspect, I think that opens the door for people to search for something higher. So because the core of me is light and love and expression and acceptance, ministry is always there. Because to me, ministry is not about singing in a church.
Right.
It's about meeting people wherever they are at
Right.
that particular moment. That includes grief or sexuality or loneliness or isolation or confusion or indiscretion, insecurities. I try to address the things that everyone at some point will experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so if everyone doesn't get down with what B. Slade talks about, keep living. There's something I've written that you're going to come across in your lifetime.
Absolutely. I heard you've mentioned sexuality a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? What would you like to say as far as sexuality and be Slade?
I enjoy sex. I truly do.
And you make me blush, like you said.
Yeah, I enjoy sex. I think most musicians do.
Yes,
You know what
I think it's
most
the
musicians. It's a part of the channel of where a lot of our expression comes through. There's a certain level of vulnerability that comes with being a musician. There's a certain level of intimacy. There's a certain level of promiscuity depending on the lyrical content.
Right.
But recently, I've come to terms with just porn addiction, you know. So I've decided to get therapy on that.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Now, is that playing out in your music as well?
No, I've done songs talking about it, but that was a while ago. But it was recently that, because I'm just bombarded with every social media has some type of porn involved in it, and it started getting in the way of my productivity.
I am your brother in the struggle. I'm not going to counseling,
right?
But I am your brother in the
Maybe
struggle.
you need to.
Maybe we'll move on to the next question. But it does affect. I know that it does affect my productivity because I know times where I am being consumed by it. I could be doing something else more creative, and this is not what we are supposed to be talking about. All this.
I told them, I said, y'all be blushing before I will. I'm just saying, but we need to talk about it because everybody's dealing with it on something.
But everybody doesn't want to be free from it.
This is true, and for those who get into it, I'm not hating on that. I don't judge people's journey. I just know that for me, it's taking too much of my time. So instead of me just saying it's a bad thing, I mean, I guess the pro of it is that I'm not sleeping around with everybody.
Absolutely.
So it's like my private, it's safer. But those images, man, they get branded in that brain, and you just can't move on. And then you're on Tumblr just trying to do something regular, boom, there it is.
Hello, Tumblr.
Facebook, here it comes, boom, there it is. You know, it's just like, come on, little kids are getting affected by this.
And that's
too much.
The worst part about it, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I will say this: whatever I find out from the professional, who hopefully will be objective and have a wide perspective of how to deal with this, through my music, some kind of way, I'll be able to share that. And if one or two people are affected in a positive way, fine.
Right.
You know, it's not a PSA like stop the sex.
Right. Because I stop and you should stop and it's bad and we ain't gonna do that.
Not like that. No.
You're not gonna do that. That's your battle.
That's your battle.
Right.
No, but I just came to that decision actually today. I just put on social cam, and a lot of people responded saying the same. They felt the same, and they were gonna try to find a way to move on from that.
Well, good luck to everybody that hit him up, and you know, I hope you all find your way. And I'll be somewhere behind you all. I don't know how close.
Way,
bringing up the rear.
With a show called More Boy.
Now, I don't want to get, you know, all in your events out, fix your life and everything, but I want you to talk about, if you're okay with that, what has been the highest height of your career? What has been the lowest of your? I don't want to say your career because your career is a lot of different things. I want to say your industry experience.
The height would be, as of now, getting a double feature in Vibe magazine.
Okay.
Last month, because I didn't have a publicist, I didn't have a mainstream label behind me. I literally dug myself out of the trenches of the way I was excommunicated from the gospel community into reinventing something brand new, and just the climb, just to get to the point where a magazine of that caliber would even consider doing such a long feature on me, without help. That normal people have a team that makes it happen.
Right.
It was a personal accomplishment for me. That was the high. And then of course it would be working with Shaka and meeting Quincy Jones. That was life changing. The lowest part would be, going from maybe making $30,000 a show to, hundreds of dollars per show.
Yeah, that would be pretty low.
Yeah. But that's not just me. That's a lot of artists right now.
Right, it's a reality for a lot of
That's
artists.
a lot of, the game is quite different, so, but I'm working on things to make adjustments to that.
Right.
Yeah. It's taught me a lot.
You've had some crazy hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you were going to show up today.
Sure.
But what was that? What was that about? I mean, I've seen you from everything to red hair, purple hair, bob, You may have had a French roll, finger waves.
I don't think I had a French roll.
You had a French roll, finger waves. I mean, you know, but what was that about as far as you expressing yourself?
Just expression. Throw it in whenever I feel like.
The shock value.
For some.
Okay.
It's really just been a part of who I am.
But this was the gospel artist, so it wasn't, you know.
But I didn't grow up in the gospel industry.
Okay.
I came into the industry around 21, 22. I didn't work my way up the ranks of GMWA and all the different chapters and things like that. So when I first showed up on the scene, just being me, they're like, you can't do this in front of these gatekeepers. And I'm like, well, I didn't know I couldn't because I don't know what to be afraid of. This is just how I express myself. Heavy into theater, that's where the Gaga part probably comes in. Because when you grow up in a musical theater background and you love theatrics, that's just a part of your expression.
Right.
You know, some like it, some don't. I frankly don't care. I like to do what I feel at the moment. And as long as it's authentic, some days it's nothing. Some days it's conservative. Right now, I'm not in the mood for it because it takes up too much of my time.
Right.
So now I'm just at a one, just real clean, real simple.
So Out the Box really made sense for you.
Oh yeah, I knew it would be my last gospel record.
Right.
I knew it would be.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now here we are as Slade. And that CD was amazing.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely amazing.
Exhausting. It was the biggest undertaking I'd ever had. And I promised myself I'd never take on a project like that again because it was a 2-year process to just get to the point of the actual release.
Okay.
So I said that, but I'm sure there'll be something big that I work on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I've done all my homework and everything that I wanted to know.
I see.
I feel so much better now that I feel like I know more about your journey and the process, and hopefully more people will be able to view you and appreciate the change that you have gone through, the change that you have accepted, first of all.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't want to accept that change, and they just
That's a good point.
they fight it a lot.
It's difficult, but I'd rather have foreign freedom than familiar bondage any day.
Write that down.
You got the iPad right.
So how do you feel about the music that's on the radio now? You know, a lot of people, oh, the music on the radio is trash, it's garbage. I personally enjoy what's on the radio right now. I think you have to find what you like.
Right.
So how do you feel about what's currently in heavy rotation, like the Chris Browns and the Beyonce and the Rihannas? How do you feel about that music? That's
Fine China, I think, is a new single, right? Chris Brown.
Yes.
I like the song. I'm not fond of the video because I feel like he's done that already.
Okay, I haven't seen the video.
The video is it's kind of like the way you make me feel type of vibe, where the girl who's not supposed to be with him, or you rock my world, the girl who's not supposed to have. Here comes the Romeo must die type thing.
Right.
And not making light of it because the choreography is real slick, but it's something I've already seen from him before. So the song I thoroughly enjoy. Vocally, I mean, he's really growing as an artist. I was just expecting something a little bit, I don't know why I was expecting something understated with the video, because the song is a powerful statement in itself.
Right.
Rihanna, I'm very impressed with her vocal progression. She's totally matured as
I like that when you can
vocalist.
tell an artist is progressing vocally. Like Mary J. Blige, you can tell that she's done some studying.
Yeah.
And even with Beyonce.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that I bow down. I bow down.
Yeah.
But when she first came out, there was a lot of runs and now.
A lot of trills.
Right.
A lot of trills.
So
I think I often wonder what it would be. Well, let me go back to Rihanna first of all. Just her as a presence. I'm just really proud of just who she's become and how she doesn't try. When I saw her on SNL and she performed live, and just her delivery, her presence, her whole essence was so new, and so she was giving it live. It just really made me feel like, wow, okay, I really respect what you are doing with yourself, that you're pushing yourself as an artist.
Right.
I'm not the same artist I was, 5-10 years ago. My records, even when I first came out as Slade, you evolve, you get better, you push yourself. So I'm happy about where she's going. Beyonce, I really want her to just kind of, disappear for like 4 years and live her life. you know, and really come back with something very, very tangible and very poignant to say. I want her to take time to not let her life pass her by for her career and just really absorb all that life has to give her and then come back and tell us where we need to go from there. I just feel like we need a segue or a precipice so that her mind, her spirit, and psyche can always stay separate from her empire so that it doesn't become a collapse in the end.
Right.
That's my only concern.
But conversely, don't you think it's difficult for the creative mind to stop?
Absolutely.
I think she would go crazy
and I
if
understand
she
that, but
stopped.
I agree. Now, this is theoretically. This is me talking.
Okay.
This is like 2 or 3 albums a year. I get that, but I also don't have the kind of work schedule or, you know, I think we have similar grind, but she has a lot more at stake.
Right.
And I just feel like because she's who she is and she's at that place of queendom, I want us to miss her a little bit more, that's all. And I think that in that process, her living life and just having some sense of normalcy, maybe she does, I'm assuming, but...
You know, I think she did the best that she could. You know, yeah.
But I actually, and I never get to talk about it, some point no one ever asked me, but I like the commercial she did for her tour for the O2.
Yes.
Okay, the full length. I would have loved to have seen her do that, and that be the single, a visual piece where she doesn't sing, she just does things and has nothing to say. There's something to be said about not saying anything.
Right.
That had a lasting
Powerful
impact.
movements like this.
Yeah.
You know, what you said was very Janet just now. I think she alluded to saying to something like that on her 24 Hour CD. So I think that
I got more
it's
impact
interesting
from that.
Yeah.
Just the commercial of her
It's
not
interesting
saying
that you would
anything,
say
or that clip of her looking like there was a picture in the back, a painting of her that showed, I don't know if you saw it, like she was like an old queen or something. You have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was striking to me. Just the visual of that, her not saying anything and not doing choreo, but just kind of, I got my life.
You got your life.
So let me ask you a question. Is there any song that's out right now that's came out within the past couple of years that you wish that you had written?
Where have you been? Rihanna?
Really? Why?
Simple statement. The average person could sing it. And the choreo, to me, she's not necessarily what you would call like, you know, hit boom boom cat dancer, but the choreography was well suited for who she was.
Okay.
Right.
And it made it very alluring. I totally ended up having a crush on her after that video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to bring it back to what you're here to actually do is
Yeah.
perform this week. So
I mean, we can talk about this.
I want to know too.
It's about you.
It is about you. What can people expect from the show when they come see you perform?
I don't know. I always find out when I get there too.
Really?
Yeah, it's always different. I'm in such a place of like transition right now and just kind of recharging my battery.
Yeah.
And I've been recharging on a car charger. I haven't plugged into a wall and charged. There's a distinct difference in the type of charge you get.
Try calling somebody.
So, you know what I mean? Like, the type of recharging I've been doing has been car driven. In trying to recharge in being mobile, and that's not the best charge.
Right.
So while I'm here, I'm also on holiday as well. And after this, I'm taking a significant break. I already took some of the vacation. So that's going to come off in the performance as less thought and more feeling. The crowd often determines what I'm going to do. Hopefully they're not coming to spectate, but they're just coming to share. Because it's really a collective effort. You know, people's energy is there to come, let me see what this nigga come to.
Right.
You come with a lot of that, it just, you know, just brings the whole energy down. If everyone just doesn't come expecting, just are there, just be present, let's just see what happens. I haven't played with the musicians I'm about to play with on this particular, so each band I work with in different cities and different countries brings out a different vocal and musical aspect to me that surprises me myself, so it should be good.
I mean, that's a true artist right there, where you can just come on into town and say, I don't know what I'm about to do, but we're going to kill it on this stage.
I guarantee it will be hot.
Well, all right. You heard it here. It is going to be hot. We hope that you all are there, not to spectate, but to participate. Bring your energy. And
Oh, in the meantime, can you tell people where they can find you?
Oh, that's true. On Twitter, Slade, BSLADE. Facebook, same thing. B Slade, but at the TV, social cam, B Slade TV.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on the Morning Wood Show.
Thank you.
And I must say, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm not saying anything, but with style.
But
Yeah. It's like, get me together, money, guys.
I don't want to plug myself just yet.
But we
you
might
know,
as well. So
we may.
these guys both multitask. I'm sure they do multiple things. But congratulations on your show.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for having me and just being a great host. I had a good time.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you some more and hearing more from you. This has been the Morning Wood Show. I am the legendary Maurice Bouvier.
And I'm Richie Scott, and this is
B Slade, and you're watching The Morning Wood. Keep it locked right here. See you soon.
Peace.
When I wake up in the morning, I got sunshine on my